So let's move to the app folder. So here we have Livewire and we have task.php file. So here we have our class. So the first thing we need to do is to define, so we need to define the property which is the body, and let's give it an empty string, and we need to validate the data. So once the user tries to add an empty or to send an empty form, so we will display a message telling him to provide task details, and you can here find the form validation inside docs. So all we need to do is to use the validate as they have done here. So let's copy so we can paste it here, and also we need to import the validate from here and use it here. Okay, so now we have the validate imported, and we can provide also a message to the user, and we tell him that let's tell him please provide the task details. Okay, and that's all. So now we have the validation and we have the property. Next we need to add or to store a task. So let's add the function and we call it store task, and inside the first thing we need to do is to get the validated data, which is the body that we have validated using the validate. So here we are defining a variable which is validated, and we get the validated fields. So here we have only one, which is body. Okay, and once validated, so we need to use the task model, and since we have here the same name as the class, so once imported, so it will have an alias. So as you can see now, so we have models task, because the task model has the same name as the task class, so we give it an alias which is the model task, and we can call create method and give it the validated. Okay, which is the validated data, and we save. Okay, so let's check and see if we can add a task to our database. So let's move to the resources. So here we have Livewire and task.blade.php. So here we have the buttons, which is the dark button, and also we have the input field. So the first thing we need to do is to link the input field using the wire model to the property that we have defined here, which is the body. Okay, so now the body is linked to this input field. Okay, so next we need once we click on this button, we need to call the function that we have created. So let's use wire click, and once we click on this button, so we call this function which is store task. Okay, so let's save, refresh the page, and now if we click on submit, so as you can see, you have please provide the task details. Let's add, this is my first task, hit submit, and as you can see, the message or the message has disappeared. Let's check here and see. So inside our database and the table tasks, so let's refresh, and as you can see, we have the task here. Okay, so now we need to empty the form once we add the task. Okay, so let's add here this body and give it an empty string. So let's use the $sign here. So let's refresh the page again and see what we will have. So now let's click and send an empty form. As you can see, we have please provide the task details. Okay, so let's add another one. This is the second task, and hit send, and as you can see, the task has been added successfully. Let's check here. So here is our task. Okay, so now what we need to display the other tasks here. Okay, so let's do that now.